Hello, War Child Warrior, coming to you on this Monday. It's the beginning of a new week. And we're looking at a lot of things happened over the weekend. Um, there's a lot of things going on right now, today, this morning. Um, One of the things that is happening right now that's pretty intense, I guess would be a good word to use, is we have a very large caravan. Thousands of people are coming up through Guatemala, through Mexico, and are headed this way because, as we all know, creepy Uncle Joe, he doesn't mind this kind of thing. In fact, he welcomes it with open arms, or I should say, open borders. He would like to flood. Not that it's not already flooded, but he wants to overflow it more. So these people, and I don't mean to sound racist or bigoted, but all these civilians, these human beings, I'll just say that that are coming up here, are headed this way. They have high hopes because Trump is gone now, so their biggest problem is gone and out of the way. So now they know, hey, Joe's in there. We can go, we can get in, we'll be, given free stuff, driver's license, health insurance, Social Security, whatever, food stamps. Yeah, it's all good. Let's head there. So anyway, that's happening today, right now, yesterday. That's intense. Now, the other thing that's going on, of course, is the Capitol. Everybody's talking about the Capitol and what's going to happen. Um, you know, what is today? The 18th? Tomorrow's the 19th. Wednesday will be the 20th. So, we're 2 days away from either complete pandemonium or everything will just be quiet. Everyone will be too shocked and too afraid to respond or do anything. Everybody that is smart has already moved into their position. They're in their position. They're in their spots. Some people, are not able to do that for one reason or another. So they're just kind of waiting to see what the next few hours following are going to look like. Are they going to have any wiggle room at all? For whatever that means. So this is where we're at. They're talking about people not being able to use cell phones, radios, ham radios, and things like that, or people will be arrested if they're caught using those things. And I think more, which I'm not saying is not going to happen, but I think more than the arrests that may take place, I think they're going to block any radio signals, cell phone signals, or transmissions coming through there. So you may not be arrested. You may be arrested, but more than that, I think they're going to block any signals, so you won't even successfully be able to reach anyone in or around that area using ham radios, walkie-talkies, CB handhelds, whatever you got going on. I don't even think you're going to be able to get a transmission of any kind within 100 blocks of that fucking area. I don't know. I just don't think so. And as far as people saying that they're going to go there, we've seen everybody's channel advising and suggesting no one goes there, and I would follow that emotion. No one should go there. No one should be around there. If we're going to monitor it, we're going to do it from where we are or from a great distance, however that's possible. But we need to just keep our eye on this thing from a ways away. We don't need to be in that area. It's too dangerous. There's too many possibilities. There's too many facets of things that could go wrong, sideways, that could just happen. And so you don't want to put yourself, you don't want to see anyone that you care about or that putting themselves into a situation there at that place on that day for any reason. If anything, we should be putting as much distance between ourselves and that fucking place as possible. Um, you know, and just because we're not around there doesn't mean other shit is not going to happen. It doesn't mean that it is, but it doesn't mean it's not. Yeah, we're talking about the DC capital, but there's other capitals, right? There's capitals in every fucking state, and there's talk of things happening in each of these states. Now, every state may not follow that, half of the states might not follow that. Maybe two or three only. Maybe none. Maybe all of them. We don't know. But people are saying that even if you don't go to the DC rally, there's going to be other rallies you can participate in or go to, or there's going to be other activity going on around the country that day or the day before, which would be tomorrow. So there's going to be things happening everywhere besides just DC that we can monitor, keep our eye on. Maybe it's a state that's closer to home to where you are. Who knows? But we definitely should keep our eye on it. We should definitely not go anywhere near it physically ourselves. Um, you know, there's a lot of shit going on right now. Like today, today's, like I said, this is the start of a new week. It's a weekday, so some people are going to work if you're lucky enough. A lot of people are not going to work or are today finding out that they don't have a job anymore. That's another thing that has been in the news airways, is that people are finding out today that they don't even have a job, because of lack of following the COVID rules, or maybe that company didn't want to go along with the COVID rules, so they're being asked to be closed or shut themselves down, like the inspector that went to that guy's bar or restaurant, what was it, like a couple weeks ago? Remember? The guy that parked his truck in the middle of the road and wouldn't let the health inspector leave? He was like, fuck you, you can't, if you're not going to let me do my job, I'm not going to let you do yours. Yeah, well, people are going through that today, finding out, oh, here's the health inspector at my place of business telling me that because I haven't followed COVID rules for the last 3 weeks, I'm closed down now. Now I can't, so the employees are showing up today at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. and they're coming to a closed business with their boss standing out saying, well, health inspector just said that we can't perform business because of this and that and the other thing. Or maybe they're there saying, well, today you need to basically take the vax to continue to run your business. So are you willing to take the vaccine shot right now? And people are, smart people are saying no. So then that means their businesses are not opening today, which means the employees that showed up are not going to be able to work today, which means they're not getting paid today or for today's hours, and so on and so on. And that's all happening now today. And some more stuff. And some more stuff. Yeah. Fuck, man. Joe Biden and his 100 days of wearing a mask, he's going to come for the guns outright immediately. And you know what? As sick as that guy is, and I don't mean just like up here, but I mean as sick as he is physically, this guy's had health problems all through this thing. He can't even fucking talk complete a sentence without stuttering, mummering, trailing off something. And honestly, I think that he'll make a couple of weeks, a month, 2 months, maybe three, but as time goes on with his presidency, you know,
But look,
uh, Kamala Harris is going to take over at some point. Camel Toe Harris. He's not going to be able to perform the duties because of his fucking senile, down the road loopiness. He's mentally ill, and it's happening before our eyes on camera. We see it. We see him falling apart. Anyway, so he ain't going to make it long. She's going to take over. When that happens, you can definitely say goodbye to the guns. I mean, with him, you can say goodbye to the guns. With her, it's going to be like on fast track. It's going to be like, here today, gone tomorrow. Forget about it. So, you can expect we've all known about all this though, right? Like we knew this all the shit was coming, but now it's like across the street from our house. It's that close. Literally, all they have to do at this point is cross the street from their sidewalk to ours, and that's where we're at. They're literally right across the street, basically saying, "Yeah, we're coming to your side of the street in a few minutes. So do what you got to do, but we're going to cross the street." And if you live in a suburb neighborhood, from one side of the street, how far is it? 20, 30 feet from your curb to the next curb across from you? It's not very far. How long would it take for them to get from one side, 3.4 seconds, 5 seconds? So that's kind of what it's like right now. We got a caravan. We got the 100 days of masks and no guns coming. I'm having a brain fart here, but there's so much more. People are leaving in droves. This is the other thing. Okay, so I know a few people here in Oregon, and I was talking to them, and apparently, this is something that, like, not that no one has been paying attention to, but because of everything else, it's like low on the radar of topics that are being discussed. But it is a topic that is being discussed somewhat. And that topic is people leaving California, Oregon, and Washington in fucking droves. Now, I've talked about leaving myself, and I am going to be leaving this area. I can't. The homeowner is selling this, which means I have to be out. I can no longer rent this property, and so there's things that are out of my hands. I'm a renter. I'm not a homeowner. I'm not a landowner. So my situation is very different from a lot of the YouTube creators on here. A lot of them are homeowners, or at the very least landowners. Or I mean, landowners at the very least, homeowners is how I should have said it. But so they are in a situation to where they don't really have to worry about the things that I have to worry about now. And that's good, and God bless them. But so I'm having to consider things. I've been looking at Oklahoma. I've been wanting to really I've been looking at Oklahoma as far as if I'm going to leave state to go to another state. I'm really looking at Oklahoma. Some small towns in Oklahoma. If you guys know any of any suggestions, drop me a line. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. But so anyway, people are leaving in droves. People are leaving Salem. People are leaving Portland. People are leaving Eugene, Gresham, Oregon. People are leaving California. I mean, that's been happening for months and months and months. But I think just recently, in the last month or so, people have been catching wind of that in California. So they're like, and they've been paying attention more to what's going on. So non-preppers are suddenly becoming preppers, and people are suddenly catching wind of trouble brewing, and so they're leaving. And it's happening suddenly, all at once. And so at the very same time that everyone is deciding and making these big life decisions, there are other people trying to get in where they're trying to get out. And if you've ever been in a situation where you're trying to get out of a doorway when a bunch of people are trying to get in the same doorway, it's if you're not careful, you'll get pushed back in the way that you're trying to come out. And so I think that's kind of what's happening in a lot of areas. People are leaving and other people are trying to get in for whatever reason, which I don't understand why anyone at this point would be wanting to come up here and, try to make a life here. If anything, you should be trying to leave, get the fuck away from here. The Pacific Northwest, this whole area, California, Washington, Oregon, all of it. Get away from it. And I mean, for the people that live in other states, they're like, hey man, screw that. Don't send them over here. We don't want a bunch of Californians over here. And you know what? I understand, I feel you. I'm not one of these douchebags that's going to go to another state and fuck it up. I do as the locals, I'm not going to, when in Rome, that whole thing, I'm not going to be one of these people that from California goes to another state and fucking, turns it into a socialist town or I'm not going to push my California fucking views on people that live, because that's a good way to get your ass run out of town real quick. You got a bunch of country boys out there with guns and shit, and you try to come and, socialize or, whatever, bring socialism to their town, you're going to get hung, man. I don't mean to sound racist or something, but they'll fucking get a rope and string you up. And rightfully so. Don't go to someone else's state and try to push how you were living in your state onto that state, because they're not going to go for it. They're going to be like, hey, these motherfuckers from Oregon are coming in here. These motherfuckers from Colorado, California, they're coming in here, changing things. Fuck that. And so, if you're going to go to a new state, get to know the locals, do the things the way they do it. Try to become one of them. Not to be like a poser, but, you're changing your life. You're changing your lifestyle. So you got to change a little bit with it. You got to go along with it, with the change. You can't just change a certain thing, but you yourself keep doing those stupid things you did in the other state where you were before or whatnot, You got to... So there's a lot of people leaving, going to other states. With this caravan coming, where are they headed? They're gonna spread out once they get up here. They're going to start going to other states. They're going to be like, hey, now we're here. Let's, some of them might want to go to Florida. Some of them might want to go to California. Some of them might want to go to Nevada or Arizona or Utah or fucking who knows what. They're going to be like, hey, now that we're here, see ya. I'm going to go this way. You go that way. They're going to start spreading around everywhere, breaking off into little pockets of caravans, going this way, that way, and I don't know, man, how the locals are going to respond to it, and that fucks it up for people that are just trying to, like me or others that are just trying to get to another state. Because then everyone's going to be standoffish. They're going to be like, hey, well, we got this big caravan coming in. So you know what? I don't want anyone coming in. I don't care if they're from fucking, another state or from Guatemala. If they're coming this way and they're not from here, fuck them. Get them out. And, I'm not saying that's how everyone's attitude is going to be, but I think that some people are going to start looking at it that way. They're going to start saying, you know what? It's just too much. We cannot differentiate these people from those people, so we're just keeping all of them out. And so it's like, hey, man, if you're going to get somewhere now before the cutoffs and the shutoffs start happening. And what I mean by that is people are going to start cutting off roads, cutting off, little back roads into their town, into their fucking neighborhoods. They're going to start putting up, roadblocks. And I'm not talking about the cops and the FBI and the fucking, branches of government. I'm talking about local people, militias, or people that have lived in that neighborhood for 20 years. They're going to start getting with their neighbors and they're going to start putting up their own roadblocks saying, hey, we're not allowing, if you're not a cop or a doctor or you weren't born in this town, you're not coming in. And if you try, you die. We're going to shoot you. Point blank, period. so some people will respond this way. So if you're going to get somewhere soon now, and for me, I'm taking my own advice as well. I have to do this. I have to do it now. I have to fucking do it now because, even if nothing happens on the 20th, which I don't think that's gonna be, but if, hey, if nothing happens, good. I mean, that's great, right? But if nothing happens on the 20th, then that will at the very least give us a little more time, a few extra days to decide on what to do, how to do it, and where to do it. So if nothing happens on the 20th, then that's good because for a lot of reasons, but one being, hey, well, now you have another day or two to get somewhere or to make plans to get somewhere and to get with friends or family or neighbors or get some more supplies. Go out to Costco one more time. Go out to the Dollar Tree one more time. Go out to fucking Big Five Sporting Goods one more time. They got a lot of good shit in there. Cabela's, whatever, go somewhere, get some shit one more time. If you can, if you've got this, if nothing happens. And like I said, if something happens, then do what you can with what you got. That's the situation that everybody's in, no matter where you are in the country, no matter what you've got, whether you have 20 acres of fucking land, whether you've got 1 acre of land, whether you live in an apartment, a duplex, a townhouse, a studio, whether you've got roommates or you live with your parents or you're in college or you're not, whatever your situation is, try to do with whatever that is the best that you can. And if you can get somewhere, get somewhere. If you've got some family, go to them. If you don't get along with your family like me, then go to your friends. Go to people that you know. Me and my family don't meld. They don't want me. I don't want them. So whatever. I've got some friends and stuff. But at this is the. I've done another video about rubber hitting the road, but this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we're at. This is go time, green light, Irene, whatever you want to call it. We're 2 days away from something or nothing. Even if it's nothing, what does that nothing look like? Because when I say, well, what if nothing, nothing may happen? There's varying levels of and degrees of nothing, right? Just like with mostly everything in life, there are, varying levels and degrees of things. And so nothing, when the general idea of nothing is just, it's an empty blank space, a white light with nothing to see, nothing to touch, smell, hear, or feel. It's just a void, right? But there are other levels of nothing, Nothing could mean, well, it's lockdown. Nothing. You can't come outside, you can't talk, you can't do this, you can't do that. No going to work, no going to the dog park. If your dog has to go outside, hold him outside your window and he can piss and shit out the window. If you have to do laundry and you got to go to the laundromat, wash your shit in the fucking bathtub. No going outside for any fucking reason at all whatsoever if you live in a 24 block radius of this area. So that could be one level of nothing. I'm just saying. So just be careful, wherever you are, whatever town you live in, there's people that are gonna use this as a way or a reason or as an excuse to start some shit. They'll be like, hey, well, everything's quiet now. They've got everything locked down. Maybe this would be a good time to try to get away with some shit. There's people that think this way. I'm just saying. So we have to really, right now, keep our eyes open and our ears open, our heads on a swivel. I always say that shit, but it just seems like things are really getting thick and crispy. They're really getting rough and tough, like leather. It's where people are breaking down, man. You know, um, there was a guy that just went ape shit the other day in a Fred Meyer's. So Fred Meyer's here is like a it's like a big, I don't know if you guys have a Fred Meyer's, but it's like a Walmart. It's like a store like that. One side is all home, things and electronics, and then you got another side of the grocery or place that's all groceries. Sorry, excuse me. Um, so Fred Meyer's is like that. Anyway, the other day, there was an incident in one of these Fred Meyer's here, and it had to do with I don't know the details, but it had to do with him having a mask on, and he got into it with an older person, and then some younger people started to swarm him, and then he got attacked because they thought that he was attacking the old person he was in an argument with. So then they attacked him. They didn't realize that he had a firearm on him and that he had a legal, he had a license to carry, concealed license. He could conceal it and carry it. So anyway, he pulls his firearm and begins to fire his weapon. Now, he was pointing it towards the ground and trying to shoot the ground. However, I guess one of his trigger pulls, the projectile that he fired from his weapon, bounced or ricocheted off the ground and hit somebody in the face. So this is the level of intensity that people are at now. They're no longer asking questions, pulling punches. Time for talk is out the window. People are just attack. You attack me, I attack you. That's it. There's no more question or debating between us anymore. It's just attack, attack, attack. Right? I'm going to attack you. You're going to pull your gun and shoot me. Bam. End of story. Another story of the day. Next topic. That's what it's looking like. It's just people are starting to really implode. And are they wrong? So was this guy wrong for shooting at these people that were attacking him? He fired his weapon at the ground, so he could have just pointed it right at him and started shooting everybody. But he pointed it at the ground, took a couple of shots to sort of scare them and back them off. Unfortunately, one of his bullets hit the ground and, came up and hit somebody in the face. The person that got hit in the face did not die. From what I understand, it went through their cheek, came out their ear or some shit. They didn't die. Okay. The guy that took the shot, I don't even know what he's being charged with yet. It just recently happened. I'm still kind of looking into that story, but it's just it's a very small story in a pile of stories that's happening around this town, the next town, the state, whatever your local. Like, go to your local news and try to find one little thing in all the sea of things that have happened that one week or day, incident. It's crazy. It's crazy. So. But that's the level of intensity and the level of stress that people have reached. They're done. They can't take any more. The government has pushed them to their limits. The society is at their fucking breaking point. And at this point, we are breaking. The ground is breaking, and we are we are actually in the process of falling now. We're holding on to debris as we're falling, trying not to fall the distance. If you can kind of get that image in your head, we are falling, but we have not. We're holding on to something. We're trying to pull ourselves up, and that's where we're at. We're getting hit in the face with debris and dust, and we got to try to pull ourselves up over this ledge before we do fall the 25 feet down and break our legs. So that's where we're at. So my best advice is hold on tight. Pull yourself up. God bless you all. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting me in your comments. We're going to need each other, preppers. We're going to need each other. And for those of you that are very divided and separate, I'm sorry. Please try to change that in your own life for yourself and for someone else. I love all of you. My heart goes out to all of you. My prayers and thoughts are with all of you. Please stay safe, stay free, keep God in your heart. Do something to help someone. Do something to help yourself today. This thing is getting down to the wire. We're getting down to the wire. We're in dire straits. Not the band, but we're in dire straits. Shit, man. Holy shit. Holy effing shit. All right. Godspeed to all of you. I'll be back later or tomorrow, okay? War Child out. Please take care.